Hello, guys. In this session, we are going to discuss a very important question about the power dynamics in the world at this point of time. So, we often wonder who is the most powerful person in the earth at this point of time, right? And if we ask this question, many might say that it's a president of United States. But when you look beyond the elected officials, there is one individual who stands out as extremely influential, is Elon Musk. And he's known for his wealth, influence in technology, and the bold moves he take on social media. So we have seen it many times, and Musk have recently become increasingly vocal in political spheres also. So today in this session, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss his opinions and the possible influence in the Canadian politics, particularly concerning the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. So basically, I have a very good PPT which I have prepared for you. So let me share that, and then I'll explain with the help of that.
Okay, so let us continue. Right, okay. So, guys, Elon Musk have not only cemented his role as a technological innovator, but has also been significantly involved in political matters these days. And he was vocal during the recent US elections and openly supporting Donald Trump. If you see, Musk's involvement was not just limited to the tweets, he used his financial resources and online influence to support Trump's campaign. And he played a pivotal role in his victory also. So the Musk support for Trump actually reflect his strategy, backing right-wing politics who can potentially benefit him. And many believes this support could yield favorable outcomes for Musk companies like Tesla in the coming years. So consider another powerful individual, someone like Jeff Bezos. Bezos has financial power, but we don't see him wielding his influence over political figures as overtly as the way Musk have done. And Musk approach sets a new precedent for how powerful individuals might interact with the politics on a global scale. So that's exactly what we have seen in the US presidential election. Now let's look at Canadian election. See, after the US election, Musk shifted his focus to Canada, a critical neighboring country for the US with a Canadian federal election scheduled for 2025. Musk have already commented on his predictions for Trudeau's political future. So he even responded, right, to a tweet from a Canadian who asked him to help get rid of Trudeau, similar to how Musk supported Trump. So Musk's response was straightforward. He predicted that Trudeau would lose the next election. So he clearly stated that. And this situation is reminiscent of media moguls in the past who have subtly or openly supported candidates favorable to their interest. But Musk's direct approach and willingness to voice his thoughts publicly bring a new dimension to such kind of influence that he have. So now, why Canadians are frustrated with Trudeau? Let's also get into that understanding. See, to understand why Musk opinion resonate with many Canadians, we also need to consider the issues Trudeau faces domestically. Canada is currently grappling with high inflation, economic instability, and increased tensions with countries like India. So these challenges have led to criticism against Trudeau's governance. Moreover, some Canadians believe that Trudeau's recent foreign policy moves, such as his stance on India, are merely distractions from domestic issues. For instance, in times of economic downturn, leaders often shift the focus to foreign affairs to unite the citizens on different fronts. But educated Canadians see through this strategy, which has fueled public frustration. Musk comments align with the statement, further amplifying the discontent. So let's look at Musk criticism in detail. So, if you see, guys, it's very important to note that Musk criticism of Trudeau is not just new. Even during 2022, truckers' protest in Canada, Musk condemned Trudeau's crackdown on the protest, accusing him of suppressing free speech and everything. So, Musk has historically been a vocal supporter of freedom of expression. So, he saw Trudeau's actions as a violation of democratic principles. Now, consider how tech CEOs in the past have stood up against the government censorship. Yet, Musk's criticism is unique because he directly associates it with his public persona and uses his social media influence to take a very strong stand. Now let's also look at the controversial tweet. So if you see, one of Musk controversial moments came when he, likened Trudeau's to Hitler in a tweet. So he criticized Trudeau's governance style, suggesting it was authoritarian. Though he deleted the tweet after backlash, this comparison marked a point where Musk, political view went beyond subtlety. So he was willing to risk public disapproval to express his perspective. Now imagine another influential figure like Warren Buffett making a similar public comment. The backlash would likely be immediate, but Musk's personality and his freedom on social media allow him to make bold, risky statement without significant repercussions to his influence actually. Let's also look at the power of social media in the political influence. See, guys, Musk approach highlight the impact of social media on politics. Through Twitter, he reaches millions instantly and influences the public opinions of millions of people. That's a feat that would have taken traditional media years to accomplish. But when influential figures like Musk express his political opinions online, it becomes nearly impossible for the public or media to ignore. And in recent election, we have seen how social media have transformed the campaigns and voter perceptions. Elon Musk embodies this shift where a single tweet from a powerful figure can shape the discussions worldwide and decide an election also. So now also let's look at Canadian opposition and shift towards the right wing politics. See, if you see, Musk's prediction for Canada is that a right wing government will take over after Trudeau. So the opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, has gained popularity as Trudeau's policies face growing criticism. And Musk endorsement or support, whether overt or subtle, could further fuel his campaign, the opposition leader's campaign. And this shift towards the right wing politics, as Musk suggests, might echo similar political transition we have seen in other countries recently. Now, consider how the US politicians actually gain momentum through endorsements from media moguls or business tycoons. If you see, Musk influence may provide a similar boost to Canada's right wing candidates also, especially as if you see, Musk continues to voice his opinion on Trudeau. Let's also look at the potential impact on India Canada relation. We discussed it many times. See, what does Musk stance on Trudeau mean for countries like India? If you see, Trudeau's recent stance on India have strained the relation between two countries, and if a new leader aligns differently, it could reshape the international dynamics as well. For India, Trudeau's departure could mean an opportunity for renewed diplomatic relations with Canada, possibly alleviating some recent tension. And similarly, consider other nations that have experienced strained relation with a leader who later lost the power. A change in leadership can often bring new alliances and reduce the political tension, which may be the case for India if Trudeau's successor takes a different approach. Let's also look at the influence of wealth and unchecked power. Right. So if you see, this brings us to a very critical question. Should wealthy individuals like Musk wield so much political influence? On one side, they undoubtedly have the resources. This influence raises ethical concerns and questions. How much should someone's wealth and social media presence dictate the direction of political systems, especially when they are unelected? And this influence challenges the very structure of democracy. So, if he can influence millions of people, it's actually challenging the structure of democracy as your decisions are decided by someone else who have so much of fame and wealth. Think of other influential business magnates like George Soros or the Koch brothers who support certain policies or politicians. Musk influence may be even more direct given his public interactions and his strong opinions. Now, guys, let's look at let's go with the conclusion that the new era on political influence. So the Musk involvement in global politics from US now to Canada signals a new era, right? And shift and everything that you can clearly see where unelected individuals who don't even contest election, who don't have any knowledge about politics or who are not even engaged or connected with politics, unelected individuals shape the political landscape. It's a big challenge to democracy. Now, as 2025 approaches, Musk's influence could significantly impact Canadian politics, especially if he continues his criticism on Trudeau. Whether his involvement is positive or negative is a matter of perspective, but one thing is very clear, that his influence, especially through social media, has fundamentally altered the way we view power and politics. So that's all what I wanted to discuss in this session, and thank you. And let's keep an eye on how these dynamics will unfold in future, as they may sell create a new precedent and new trend in the future. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.